Hello again, everybody. Harry Boxer, the technical trader at techtrader.com. It's Tuesday the 21st. It wasn't turned down Tuesday, although in the morning it opened lower. It definitely rallied the rest of the day, closing near the session highs. A lot of stocks were moving today. Let's take a look at ALAR, which we've been talking about for a couple months now, and it's moved from the December low around 4 and change all the way up to 32.98 at the high today, and this is a breakout day. Taking a look at the way this looks, I think we could get to mid-range in the high 30s and then mid to high 40s as well, eventually. BDRX with an explosive move, trading 150 million shares today. Exploded from 135 to more than doubling to 296, finished 242 at 115. That's a 90% gain today. As I said, a monster volume, all-time record volume in stock. Breakout day, should have some follow-through. We'll see. I would say potentially follow-through target might be around 440. First, 3 3/4, 3.5, 3.5 3/4, and then 4 1/4, 440, something like that. We'll see if we get that follow through. BE breaking out as well. We have a long declining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave decline, followed by a V bottom with a retest and then a breakout. Today was important, but it has clear overhead resistance just ahead at around 15 3/4. We get through that, we're looking at 18.5. First Solar is on its way again, and all that's left is the test of the spike high that reached at the all-time high back here. Well, actually, looking back at ways, at one time the stock traded all the way up here. I remember in 08 at 300 and some odd. So it's come a long way back from the 2012 low when it was traded down in the 11.5 range. Can you imagine that? 11.5 to 212 over the last few years, but more importantly on the daily chart, beautiful base breakout wedge pop, and then another ascending wedge with a key 16-point plus day up 8% at resistance. However, I believe First Solar is headed for a test of the 230.35 zone. GOOS, Canada GOOS, with some really good earnings 4 days ago, then pulled back. Notice how it's holding the gap, and today exploded back from 12.88 to 14.10. Finished just under 14, up 83 cents or 6%. If we get through 14.5, I'm looking for a move to 16 and 18. IREN has exploded in the last few days and taken out a coil, lateral price resistance, and now looking for a run, I believe, up towards the 9.5 range. We get through that, we'll see. LIDR, huge move today, 14 million share traded. It jumped from about 230 all the way up to 5 and change, backed off to 422. Not on a day up 168. That's a 66% gain. And you can see that there might be some resistance ahead. There's 7. I'll put that in as a swing target. NTNX, one of my old favorites, and a swing from last September in the high mid-30s actually, has made it to 75 today before backing off. Nevertheless, with the breakout across the triple top and a new channel in place, I believe we're headed towards high 70s, low 80s. NVAX coming out of a wedge today, perhaps, but it did back off. I really like the look of this for a move into the high teens. OSCR also popping out of a flag in a rising channel. I'm thinking we get to 25 short term, maybe 28. SWIN, last 3 days, volume's increasing as the stock spikes. This one went up 5 points today, or 16%. It's very volatile, very thin. At this point, though, it's a possibility we see the stock make a run in the 50s and 60s. Tandem diabetes has now broken back into the upper end of the channel range, and I believe we're going to head for 58.60. Tesla as a V bottom with right hand extended, but also a head and shoulder type pattern. I think the key of this one is going to be resistance at 198.99 and then 205. You get through that zone, you're looking at 220 again. The tracking stocks, TSLL, looks similar, and I believe we're going to look at around 11 on this one short term. TSLT as well. You might get that stock near 15. And finally, ZETA, our tech trader swing, which we put out in early April in the 11-12 zone, has made it up to 19 today. 1902, the high finished 1835. But you can see the run it's had after breaking out of a massive multi-year base. This one could head higher. And I'd be looking for a move probably into the low to mid 20s before this move is over. And that's it for tonight. Some really hot looking stocks at the techtrader.com. Good night, everybody.